That I can change the... It says I can change it. How do I change it?
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious. It says I can change it. How do I do it?
I didn't get the option.
Yeah, it said either that or change the orientation.
Mm. Just do it like that.
Okay. I did not know that. All right, we got some people in here. Hello, hello. How are you? Oh, shit. There we go. Let's get this set up. How you finding the UK? Oh, shoot. I am finding it just fine. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that. Let's just getting configured here, set up. Let's get this down over yon. Like this. What I was going to ask is, could you... Oh, I can get it right here. It's not plugged in. What do you think about robotic affirmations? First of all, where is everybody from? Nationality. I am Lithuanian. I want to manifest my specific person, man. You very well can. Trump, what's going on? What time is it in London? 10:10. Yeah, what's the deal? Trump got shot. I don't know if I should talk about that.
Lindo.
I love you and Athena. Love from Australia. Well. Thank you very much, Lyndall. I'm from Southampton. Awesome. A can of tuna. I like cans of tuna. Can you manifest all A's near the end of a semester, especially if something bad happened to bring your grades down? So, technically, yes. In a literal sense, it is possible. Or if you're asking, I mean, yeah, the answer would be yes. Manifesting wise, the answer is yes. Simple as that. Dang, you and Athena work super hard. Thank you from Los Angeles. Hello, Marissa. Sending you guys blessings from LA. Los Angeles. Where do you live in Los Angeles? You know, I lived in San Diego. I'd visited Los Angeles a few times. Neville sometimes has contrasting teachings. Like sometimes he says imagination is required, but sometimes only you're in Barbados, like just deciding. What's your take on this? So what you're referring to is not necessarily a conflicting or contrasting teaching, but rather different methods to obtain the same results. Like if you asked me, how do you, like, depending upon the situation that you're in, if you asked me, which technique should I use to manifest this, I would tell you any number of things depending upon you and your situation. I remember seeing you in San Diego. Where, Desiree? Where have you seen me in San Diego? You manifested rain in Los Angeles. Did you now? Not me, though. Let me say this. He does. You have to consider throughout the breadth of someone's career who started lecturing in the early 40s and who didn't stop lecturing until the late 70s, he's going to have some growth in his teachings. 100%. It would be ridiculous to think otherwise. My suggestion, as someone who has very much meticulously studied his, obviously his written work, but also his lectures, both written, meaning the transcribed only ones, and then also the ones that are in his own voice, he does change And it's very important because you get to see early in his career there are still mistakes. But later in his career, when he has a very great understanding, as you can tell, the reason I'm aware of this is because of my own growth and witnessing the differences in my approach and my understandings from the beginning of my manifesting career until now. And they very much are in alignment with the modifications that Neville made, similarly, anyway. Do you know Florence Scovel-Shinn? Yes. Not for long, but I do know who that is. Hi from Hawaii. Hello. Manifesting and witchcraft. Any thoughts? Witchcraft is manifesting. Marina Del Rey, just chilling. Do you think the use of mantras have benefits? A mantra is just a statement to repeat, and if done so properly, it could have a similar. So yes, I have a video if you go back some years on mantras, and it essentially where I find a mantra can be effective is when someone is given the instruction to clear the mind. How many of you can clear your mind? I mean, like right now, boom, clear. Not really, probably almost anyone. You'd have to probably be a monk or something to do that. However, a cheat code to clearing the mind is to choose one specific phrase. And that specific phrase is used when you repeat it. If you focus on it, you, instead of trading, all of your thoughts for no thoughts, which is very difficult to do, you trade all of your thoughts for one thought, and that is pretty damn close to no thoughts. So, and the repetition of it is what allows you to focus on it. So it's the closest you can get to emptying the mind. So if you say you want to let go temporarily of your current state, for instance, the I am mantra is the best mantra that you could really aspire to practice, I suppose, because in doing so, you empty your concept of self, and then all you have to do then is specify the phrase or the predicate of the statement that you wish to manifest, and then boom, you've already done the work to empty your mind prior. Let me get this set up here. No, it's not frozen. Don't think so. Hi from Madrid. Hello. Maria Wood. Why does it seem like it's hard? I'm not sure what would have to happen before the grades change that drastically near the end of semester. Should I just visualize? So you should have been visualizing even before the semester began, technically. So this is a lesson, but right, I had to learn myself as well. Manifesting when you are confronted with a problem is possible, but you'll always be forced against pressure. Versus if you in advanced, you go into your semester and prior to that, you've already imagined that you have aced every semester, then you, as long as you imagine it prior, even the act of the classes that you'll choose will likely be in alignment with you choosing classes that will ultimately help you get those A's. But nevertheless, yes, imagine, visualize, have inner conversations, whatever you'd like to do, as long as it takes place after you already received your A's. Anyway, just to give you guys a heads up, I did a poll. If you guys hadn't participated in that poll, I'm going to open it up on my laptop for a second while I am hither. Let's see. Share an image. So tonight's going to be a live, right? So choose a manifesting scene. So that was essentially what people voted for. So if you want to ask questions related to choosing a proper scene, really we could talk about whatever you want. Q&A, whatever. I will also, if we're lucky, have a special guest arrive at some point And I bet you will not be able to guess who that is. So don't even try. Let's see. West Los Angeles. I grew up in Los Angeles. You saw Joseph. I want to see where. I want to know where this person saw me in San Diego. Allegedly, Desiree. Desiree, did you comment? I wonder if it did freeze. I can't tell. It's hard to tell. Hillcrest. Where were you in Hillcrest? And at what time did you see me? And who did you see me with in Hillcrest? Because you're likely 100% right. You probably saw me in Hillcrest. But I want to know where and when, if you don't mind. And who was I with? Desiree. I hope this didn't freeze. I don't know, though, because I'm so far scrolled up. Let me get to my video real fast. Live. Just in case. So I'll mute Hillcrest. Can you and Athena do scripture interpretation and relating it to manifesting? Well, you should just ask us a couple questions, and I'd be pleased to do that. That's my cup of tea. You know, I love that. Love that. What do we got here? That's funny. Coco. Self-concept. Just make sure I didn't miss anything for y'all. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate that. Today, this is the testing of our new internet. So it seems to be working very nicely, and I'm very satisfied with that. Solo. How can I visualize before bed? I always fall asleep and my mind just gets distracted. So if your aim is to do that, what I have done to successfully allow myself, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Of course, you're going to fall asleep if it's nighttime and you're tired and you're closing your eyes. So, but one thing you could do is, instead of going to bed exhausted, what I used to do is, and if I feel compelled to visualize before bed, I will go earlier, so I'm not like substantially earlier, half hour earlier, something where I'm not exhausted, and then that way it's the best chance that I can have of completing an imaginal scene. Also, your mind getting distracted, this is common. This actually takes discipline. It is not something that is automatically, you should not expect, and I'm not suggesting that you do, but for anyone who has trouble visualizing because the mind wanders, this is normal. This is what takes practice. It takes effort and practice initially. And however, the effort pays off. And very quickly, within days or weeks or sessions, your mind going from first person perspective to third person perspective will completely cease entirely. I no longer imagine in third person perspective. It's difficult for me to do so. And aside from that, the mind will always wander, but it gets much easier. So, but yeah, if you're exhausted, do it a different time. You know, like if you let's put it this way: if it's between not finishing an imaginal act, like, you need to finish imagining. If you never imagine, you will never get the thing that you want. So no matter what you do, whatever it takes, engage in the imaginal activity. You know? Rad. What's up, Rad? I appreciate your profound knowledge of and ability to so clearly teach the work of Neville. You are very welcome. Joseph, what do you think about numerology? I don't know if you know Gary, the numbers guy. He says everything has to do with numbers. I don't know Gary. However, what I will say is numbers can absolutely have meaning. Certainly. You know, my number is 74, and I see it everywhere. And certain numbers can have certain meanings. Certain can also be remanifestations. For me, when I see the number 74, it is always an indication. And oftentimes, if there's a decision that has to be made, or if I'm questioning something, if I see that number, I know to go that way. And it's every time, it never fails me. Martin Cullen. Self-concept. How essential is it for manifesting a specific thing or person? So the literal definition of self-concept as it relates to Neville Goddard is essentially your universe concept, because everyone is you pushed out. So even your concept of your specific person is your concept. That's your self-concept about something. So in other words, self-concept is everything, given that even an imaginal act affects your self-concept. Your self is everything. So if I'm not completely sure what you're asking. I know over the last while that term has kind of taken an interesting turn. And but nevertheless, there are certain attributes that I have attributed in my life to modifying beliefs and assumptions, if this is what you're talking about, that have had amazing results on my life. So I work on my assumptions and beliefs more than I imagine anything else, because it has the greatest results. Lots of love, Athena and Joseph. Thanks, Yara. What's up, Yara? Mantras are cool, yes. Clearing mind takes practice to just observe thoughts or go into no thoughts, yes. I can't clear my mind. I have an anxious issue thinking about SP all the time. That sounds like you are going to want to work on some things, man. That's not man or woman. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but that sounds difficult. So I hear you, because I know what that's like. That inability to let go of the obsessive thinking of the specific person is going to prevent you from getting that specific person more than any other thing that would get in the way. In other words, control and manage through whatever means, such as therapy, imaginal acts related to assumptions and beliefs. Take care of your mind and put yourself first, because we must, if we are doing this in order to simply attain something else, to change the world, to change someone else, we will be spinning our wheels forever. It's only when we imagine and fully associate and assume the mindset of the person we already want to be, having what we already want to have, being with who we already want to be with, as the person they already are. That's when, once we do that and then let it go, is when the imaginal act will begin. And that's when it comes to pass. How can we change our specific people's feelings for us when they literally say that they want nothing to do with you? Can we really change someone's mind and feelings? Seems quite impossible. So from your perspective, the way that you just framed it, yes, that's impossible. I'll move on. Just kidding. Listen, if you're in this to try to change someone else, you've missed the point. Manifesting is bringing forth an entirely new concept within the imagination, a concept which never existed before. You're not changing anything. If you're changing something, that means you're bringing into your mind the characteristics of the person that you don't want. So you're bringing in the broken concept into the imagination, into your consciousness. If you're expecting and hoping someone to change, the solution is to simply imagine. You have to bring them and yourself in your imagination, and from your point of view of already having what you want, being who you want to be, being with who you want to be with, you experience yourself and them as the person that you want them to be already. So there is no changing to be done. And this is literally the truth. This reality is merely an outpicturing of the imaginal acts that come before. And so, in other words, if you are thinking of changing, that means you never have actually embodied the change. That change already has taken place within the imagination the moment you imagine it, and the world must catch up now. But if you're waiting and searching and looking for someone to change, that day will never come by the definition of manifesting, because you are always looking to a point in the future. When are they going to change? They have to already have been changed now. It's a perspective change. You have to change your perspective on the way that you think manifesting should work. If you're still wondering if a person can change based upon manifesting, then you have not yet proven that manifesting is real at all. The entire world is manifested. Your whole experience is manifested. It is very, very simple to prove this. Reflect back upon your thoughts. You will always find an undying match between this current state of reality and your mind. Always. There's no difference. And given that, also you can look at your friends, family, your enemies. Look at their world. It will always be reflecting the contents of their mind. Always. Which means there's not a question whether or not a person will conform to an image that you hold in your mind. You're doing it every day. People in your life have conformed to the image that you're holding in your mind right now. They're not naturally that way, and you're suddenly stepping into manifesting. You've always been manifesting. You manifested the people in your life right now. You've manifested your specific person in the position they are in right now with respect to you, which means your change of conscious awareness of the current situation is all that's required. And then let the universe do its thing. Let God do its thing. There's nothing outside of yourself. Everything exists within. The proof of this is to observe external and realize everything first touches your perception, then your consciousness, meaning you're always aware of your perception, your perceived reality, which means everything is happening within your awareness. And there's no way to prove otherwise. You've never been outside of yourself. You've never seen anything outside of yourself. And given that, if everything is existing inside of you, that means there's no difference between the stuff outside of you and a thought. They're both existing within your awareness. And if you can just as easily change a thought, and the people outside are the same material as a thought, is it not just as easy to change your concept of another person and then they change as well? I digress. Erin Cat, the manifesting goddess. It's pretty easy for me to go blank in my mind with no thoughts coming in. It's strange sometimes. It's easy for some people. Where did it? What you talking about? Oh, someone just donated. Oh, yo, rad. Ah, thanks, rad. Thanks, brother. I see it up here now. I think there was a lag, to be honest with you. I'm going to close this for now. This is doing well. I think the Wi-Fi, the stability of the Wi-Fi is making it so the chat hasn't crashed, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's see.
We'll see. Test it on mine. We'll see.
Michelle. Pretty good quality for a live. Good to know. Oh, yeah, I'd like to know, from your point of view, what's the quality? How's the lag, the non-existent lag? I really appreciate your feedback. We just got the internet today. I'm really excited about it. I mean, you know, besides the fact that I am a YouTuber, as is Athena, I'm also a software engineer. It's like, imagine not having internet and everything that you do is the internet. Anyway.
Awesome.
Erin Cat, the manifesting goddess. Right, self-concept, you need to believe that you're amazing enough for anyone to choose you. You're not changing their mind, you're changing your own beliefs about yourself and them. It's a decent enough response. I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with what you're saying. I think the optional aspect, the believing you're amazing enough for anyone to choose you, like that would be an awesome thing to have, but that's not even necessarily required. But your point is exactly true. Oh my God, another donation. Yo, y'all are making me rich. Samber, thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. Really sweet. I appreciate you. Coco, step by step for lottery manifestation, please. Imagine having won the lottery. That's it. Just kidding. But what I would say is, if you're attempting to win the lottery, that's your desire. First, let me say this. Make sure that's really what you want. I say that because you know how many people I've spoken with who have wanted to win the lottery and they really wanted to have nice cars and feel really special. So make sure, I mean, if you want it, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Really cool. People have done it before. I've seen it before. That's amazing. Just make sure. I've seen people spin their wheels because that's really not what they want. They just want to be debt free or something. It's all equally accessible, but choosing the wrong desire can make things more complicated. You have to visit Croatia. All right, I will. Where's the invitation? Oh my goodness, another 5 spot. What's good? Ah, Levi. I think I'm saying it right. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are making me rich. Jeez. You have a southern accent. Yes, I've got a southern accent. Nah, I joke. Oh, let me finish then. If you want to imagine winning the lottery, you would pick a time in this world after you've already won, right? Not holding the ticket because, well, you could have what? The news anchor having read the wrong number. Or you can go to the cash it in and flies out the window out of the car. So you want it already to be in possession of the cash that is yours or the money in your bank. And I'd probably, in that case, if it's so, like, here's the thing, right? You could just as easily, in fact, you would probably quicker obtain, say, $5 million by imagine. In fact, for a fact, you would faster receive, pardon me, $5 million if you imagined having $5 million rather than winning the lottery to get $5 million, because you will now limit all of the infinite potential that would be in your availability for trading that just for one possibility. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all of these shall be added unto you, Marissa. So what would be a potential end for manifesting good grades? Visualizing all A's. Could do that, but really, for me, that would seem, so I'd probably have the app on my phone with a report card there, but it would likely also involve probably more likely me chatting with someone or sending a text message to someone who's important to me, and them congratulating me on having gotten straight A's. So it's much simpler than looking at a card, or I'm thinking report card like when I was in freaking Catholic school when I was a kid. But looking at, say, an app on the phone, there's likely that, I mean, if that gives you the sensation that you're looking for, do that. Like, sincerely. Oftentimes for me, in latter years, I use imaginal conversations more than anything else, where someone just describes, or I'm describing what has happened. And it always works so fast. It's so easy. It's kind of gotten lazy with it, but it just works so effectively. I can't believe you guys have been donating. It's so nice of you. I appreciate that. You know, it's been so long since I've done a live. So I remember it was so amazing. There was some point, probably when I used to do live, so a couple of years ago, and there would be each live, there would be someone that would try to show up another person. So you would have someone donating $1, then say 5, and then someone would go 6, and then someone would go 10, and then 20, and then 30, and then 40, and then 50, and then 60. It was insane. And I forget what the cap was. It wasn't anything insane. It wasn't anything crazy with regards to the like a individual number. Because what then would happen is someone would donate 10, and then whoever they would just have beat would then donate another 5, so that they can then get on top. Then another person would donate another 5. But it was funny. It was like my manifestation of having a fun way to make money manifested in that. It was hilarious. What if I feel... I love the scripture references. Super Neville. Yeah, well, that's my forte. That's what I'm good at. So thank you, though. What if I feel resistant to visualize someone congratulating me, but I want to see my constant business profit growth? What would you recommend? I would... resistant to visualize someone congratulating me. Well, what wouldn't give you resistance? And perhaps it's not someone congratulating you, but a conversation where you're talking about the consistent increase in revenue, the satisfaction that you're receiving, the success that accompanies the consistent growth month by month of your business profits. Just a conversation about that would be sufficient. Ellie, hey. How you doing? Great quality. The 4th letter, thank you. How do I manifest multiple houses all paid off? Well, let me ask you, what, like, this is what I would do. This is the process that I go through. And I'll do this when I'm just walking. When Athena's like, I already know what I'd feel. And I'm like, well, let me think. I have to do this scene and that, and this is how I've got to do it. But really what I do is I just come to I have to think of like, what would I be doing? What would I be saying? What would I be experiencing? What would be an associated thrill? Oh my God, donation. Got $9.99. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Crystal, right? Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. Money. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're awesome. Feel free, if you guys donate, throw a question on there too, so that way I can at least answer the question. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. So anyway, Cho shows. The answer is I would try to think of some type of incident or experience that I was trying to satisfy with having multiple houses paid off. Say it was a conversation bragging to a friend, or maybe there's some situation that maybe I have to talk about how, like, yeah, I just paid off those 2 houses. Those 2 houses that I have are paid off, in whatever way. There's essentially what you do is you add a condition to the imaginal act. So instead of simply saying I have 2 houses, you can add the clause that suggests, oh my God. Thank you. You add the clause that suggests, the condition that you're adding. Oh my gosh. Mitt. Oh, thank you. And I don't know if it's MIT or if it's just Mitt, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Silva mind control method. I have that on my computer, to be honest with you. I've heard, oh my God. You guys are hilarious. I got to be honest with you. I've never fully listened to it, but I have heard actually. So Lila from Nevolution, the one who got me onto YouTube, she told me about that, and she had found success with it. And I trust her word. She's a genuine person. So that's the best I can give you. without myself having done it. So I hope that's satisfactory for you. Tat. Yeah. What if I want a new partner? Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny, so awesome. What if I want a new partner, but I'm with someone? Should I imagine the end? Thanks for the 5, Tat. Thanks. Let me go through this real fast. Thanks for the 5, Tat. Thanks for the tenor, Crystal. Thanks for the 5, MIT 2008 or MIT 2008. Tat, I'm gonna hit your question. What do we got here? I know you, don't I? Yes, Nicole. Thank you. I love this. Let's get you more Costa coffee. Yes. For grinding beans by any chance. Yo, y'all are freaking. I love you guys. My goodness. You guys are so cool. Oh no, wait, don't disappear. Okay, if you want a new partner, but you're with someone, should I imagine the end of my current relationship, then imagine the new SP? No. No. You don't need to do that. That will take care of itself. Sincerely, do not do that. Imagine the end that you want. 150 people here now, guys. You guys are awesome. Let's get this show on the road. Imagine the end. Imagine what you want. Only what you want. Nicole, I don't have a grinder, but I just got my mother for my birthday got me a coffee machine just last week or whenever my birthday was, 2 weeks ago. But thanks for the I wish I knew that name of the currency. Czech dollar. I don't know. So I do have some calfe. Some calfe. My goodness, you guys are just really sweet. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you. A few weeks ago, I saw a picture of my specific person's ex. They haven't been together for 2 years. While I was in my imaginal act with my specific person, the image of his ex's profile picture popped in my head. How can I fix? You don't need to fix it. Just because something popped into your head doesn't mean anything. That's not your fault that it popped into your head. That's not a creative thought. Creative thoughts are the directly intentional thoughts. You need not worry at all. And I'm telling you the truth. There's creative thoughts which are directly orchestrated on purpose. And then there's automatic thoughts which are created by beliefs. Joseph, what would be a good scene for manifesting physical changes? Silver. Depending on what you're looking for, you could either be, I've lost weight, I've gained muscle. You guys have seen it. And that was through literally imagining. What did I do? I imagined that what did I do? So I wrote down that I wrote down the description that I wanted, the change that I wanted. That's what I did. So specifically, I wrote down like, I weigh this much, or I'm grateful that I lost weight and I look the way that yada, yada, yada. So the specific words are very much more specific sometimes than looks, or have someone compliment you on the change that you wish to be true already, and it will happen to you. Done deal. Oh my gosh, what do we got? MIT 2008 or MIT. Last one. My niece Bridget asked about repeating numbers and their meanings. I explained signs follow. They don't precede opinion. First of all, thank you again. I appreciate you. I think you probably have the record now for today by 1 cent. I think you're the number one, and there's someone who's 1 penny behind you. So you've donated 10, I believe, and someone's donated $9.99. That's so funny. That's what people used to do. Let's see. So check it out, right? It's interesting because we're talking about the subconscious mind now. We're talking about a meaning outside of the conscious human mind. And this goes and delves into some things that are less quantifiable with proof, but there is some evidence if you study Carl Jung, who is not a manifester, but he was an expert. He's known, and if you read his material, which I have, he was a master of the subconscious mind. The books that he wrote, so he's one series of books or a philosophy, a concept called the collective unconscious. He has proven through his research that human beings share, independent from each other, meaning one person can live here in London and another person can live in Africa, in I don't know, Kenya, or in a cave somewhere in I don't know, some island, I don't know, some island. The dreams always have symbolic meanings that are exactly the same, which is absolutely insane. Think of that. The symbolic representation of certain elements always remain consistent, which means there are universal meanings to human beings which are true. So this is one thing. Another thing is there are commonalities that have been experienced through numbers that have maintained consistent, again, similarly to the collective unconscious. So it is possible for us to ask for something. So here's what is true. Everything in this world has meaning, more than just one. So this is what Neville calls the world of death. It is the world of manifestation. This is the world after the source. And with that said, what's important about that topic, that aspect, is that you can be given numbers that mean answers to questions, essentially. Everything has double meaning. Everything has double meaning or triple meaning or quadruple meaning. Let me hit these before. Thank you so much, Serby. Thank you. Wow. Crystal, we got up. Crystal. Crystal is now on top. I'll remember that for sure. Crystal, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Serby, so much. Thank you so much. What to do when you're manifesting a specific person, but have these visions again and again about him being by my side. So I think you're asking and having visions about him being by my side, not but, which are very similar in nature, but different meanings and context. And it is visions again about him being by my side. This would be a decent indication that what's appearing within the subconscious or within your mind as visions is related to what you're attempting to put in the subconscious, which is excellent, right? So I would say that's a possibility then that you've impressed your subconscious for sure. It's a possibility. Anna Wood. Hey, I've been imagining my end and I have an inner knowing that this is my person, but I have days where I'm super sad. I also think about them all the time, but in a loving way. Is this prolonging it? So, okay. Let's see how I can break this down simple. Jesus, I'm running out of space here. First of all, again, Anna, thank you so much. Thank you. By the way, if anyone saw Desiree's message on where she saw me in Hillcrest, because I don't know what happened to her, let me know. I just got curious about that. So here's the thing, right? First of all, being super sad, I manifested the majority of the first half of my manifesting career has been in a devastating state. It isn't everyone who has to go through certain situations, horrific situations. However, they are out there, and I'm one of those people. And they're one of the first things that didn't sit right with me was this teaching I've heard that you have to be happy all the time. Because my manifestations occurred when I was miserable, when I was depressed, when I was thinking of ending things, you could say. And nevertheless, they all happened. So being sad doesn't it has no implication with whether or not it has no effect. What I will say though is when imagining, you want to enter into the state of already having, right? So if temporarily you suspend your anxiety and fear, say you're distracted, say you're busy, that's the time you want to imagine, or in the in the shower, whenever you're not in a desperately, you know, opposing mood, so to speak. Even if you're neutral, it's perfect. That's when you imagine, and then after that, you can go back to being sad, and you'll still get that manifestation. And now we talk about the thinking about them all the time. What I would say is inherently is not necessarily, saying that you're not going to get it or you are, but what I would say is there is a correlation between the ability to stop imagining for that person and them coming, meaning dropping it. Now, dropping it doesn't mean not wanting it. That just means being able to let your mind go elsewhere and not worrying about waiting for it, right? There's a large number of people that I have heard throughout the years that have shared this information. No, not this information, which I would disagree with, to suggest you must constantly remain connected with the mind to the person, or else you're giving the signal that you don't want it. There is no signal, right? It's just imagining and then impressing the mind, and that's it. So just make sure you are not obsessing over someone, not obsessing, period, but not giving yourself to someone who doesn't deserve it. Lolik GT, thank you so much for the €5.99. Wow, that is so cool. Third year uni when I actually failed in my 3D Euro. I like that. Where are you from, by the way? I need to hit this one before it goes away. I'm so sorry. First question I want to ask: how to drop, as it mentioned in many videos, that we drop this and it actually appears. Perfect timing. Shoot, how do I get to the ducats that y'all have donated? I need to find y'all peeps who I haven't gotten all the answers to. Let me say this, Anna, let me finish with this. You would want to ensure that you're not afraid to stop thinking of them. That can prolong it. But aside from that, it doesn't seem like you're doing anything wrong, but you do want to make sure that you are, placing yourself in the proper priority where you deserve to be, and make sure you're not putting someone in a position where they don't deserve to be. And I'm not implying anything. It's just something I've seen countless times. You have to believe me on that. Oh my God, Legend Cattell, thank you so much for the $4.99. What's it? £4.99. Yes. Rich now. Yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, how can I get back to the old ones? Because there's some people who I haven't got to answer because the thing went away so fast. Do you have any idea?
Really?
Yeah.
I can scroll back.
Yeah, there's a couple if you don't mind.
So, did you answer Lolic's one about
what was it?
I want to pass third year?
That's the one. Tell me.
Uni?
Tell me that one.
I want to pass third year in uni. When I actually failed in my 3D, I received Y grades. What would be the best way to do it, like step by step?
To revise or to imagine getting good grades? That's what that third semester?
Yeah, like I want to pass the third year in uni when I actually failed in
3D.
my
Or receive Y grades. The best way to do it, like step by step. So what you would want to do is like, in disregard of your received grades, step by step, what you would do is pretend that it didn't happen and enter into the situation where you're talking about having passed your third year. That it's essentially revision, so to speak, but you're deliberately not trying to rewrite anything. In this case, you're simply just entering into the reality where that never happened. And what happens there is you select that dimension in eternity, and then you must experience it. So something is going to happen in order to compel you to receive those grades. So in other words, choose a scenario which implies you've passed, imagine that until you're saturated with it, and then let go and keep moving forward. Live your life. Don't just wait, sit around, do whatever you have to do in your life, you know, that a normal human being would in your situation, even your situation. So here's the thing. You don't have to be delusional and think, oh my God, I did it. I passed. No, you didn't. You failed, bro. So, but what you do is you imagine and then you leave that in imagination and then you live life. You know something's going to happen to change it. It's a done deal. But you live life normally still as if you failed, right? You're not supposed to be delusional. Something will happen. You will be compelled and forced. And the world will be to change this for you, to help you in a way where it is as if, where the results will be as if you have passed. That's it. Do you think, so what came after him, Lalik?
So then Sir P, talking about my previous question, I wanted to ask how to drop it. As mentioned in many videos, that when we drop this,
Got it.
actually appears.
So first of all, thanks again for the 100, what's that, rupees, I think it was. So dropping it, the best way that I have been able to describe dropping it, that has worked for me time and time again, thousands and thousands of times, goes as follows. I choose the thing that I want. I select a scene that implies I have the thing that I want. I imagine that scene in first person perspective. I imagine that to the best of my ability. And after I walk, so now I've just imagined this experience. I have the thing that I want in imagination. I've imagined it until I feel satisfied that I've done a good job. That satisfaction feeling to me is important. There's a satisfaction feeling that arises within me when I feel I've done a good job, when I know I've experienced the scene without error. So that also means I'm present in the scene. That means I'm thinking from the scene, not thinking from the person imagining, not thinking from the person sitting in the chair. I'm now thinking from the person who has just successfully done such and such. From that point of view, I am now entering into that reality and marking that dimension. As it says in Matthew, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it weren't true, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. That's what you do when you're imagining. And when I go to prepare a place for you, meaning when I, your imagination, go to prepare a place for you, your imagination, will come again to you and receive you unto myself, meaning the imagination where you went. And where I am in imagination, there you may be also. So key is to, once you mark that thing, you remember what you've done. There's a great lecture by Neville that I read recently. It's not a recorded one. It's something that I've read, and he talks about, I made a video on it. It's a short talk about the living mirror. And he refers to what he does, and he imagines something, and then once he's imagined it, he leaves that scene, meaning opens his eyes and remembers what he's done, quote unquote. That is what I have always done, and that has been my success. I do not consistently pretend. I do not imagine again. I remember what I saw in that imaginal act, which was that satisfaction of completing it, and then that is it. That is dropping it. You move on. You do not imagine again. You don't need to, as long as you've done it successfully. Now, if you want to, the key to dropping it for myself is to intermittently, which means imagine it, and then until the next time I imagine it, do not mess with inner conversation about it. Do not do anything related to the manifestation of that thing. Otherwise, that is not dropping it. And I digress.
Do you think of staying present to the moment and meditation? Would you say it helps with manifesting? Would you stay present in the day / imagine?
Legend, thank you. If I didn't say that already, thank you so much. Do you think of staying present to the moment in meditation? Would you say it helps with manifesting? So, interestingly enough, my manifesting practice of doing the list method turned into this moment by moment manifestation practice whereby things would happen all the time, which is the same thing as being present because you're witnessing and witnessing and witnessing instead of thinking and lost in thoughts and projecting. So, in other words, the act of being of consistently imagining things is a better solution to meditation and has the same effects of slowing down the mind, increasing the moments between the thoughts, which is where your true self lives, and therefore also increases your power, in my experience. Is there anything that came after that?
After that one?
Cattell, yeah. Legend Cattle, Cattell, after Cattell.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I think there is one.
Marikita. I asked again. There she is. I did my Imaginal act a couple of years ago, and I've been seeing signs in the last 5 years of what I want to manifest.
Okay.
My Imaginal a couple of years ago, I've been seeing signs in the last 5 years of what I want to manifest. Because I also just sent it again because I couldn't find.
Oh. Eject a couple of you. Hey, Marakita, thank you so much for the donation. Don't know how much you donated, but I really appreciate you. You guys have been awesome. I mean, I can't believe it. I feel so honored to get these donations. It brings back good times when I did these live streams and people would donate and we would ask questions. People would compete in donations, and it's just really awesome. I'm really, really thankful for you being here. Like I said, this is the first day I've got internet now here, my own personal internet that we've got for ourselves. And with that said, it's been an epic stream. I think everything's been clear, and what a great introduction. I'm super happy. The Alai auction donation spree. I love that, bro. I love that. By the way, how you been, man? Rad. Was there anything that wasn't a question though, right? The last 5 years.
That was her.
It was just a comment. But what was the there should was that an intended question though? Crystal,
And Fred Torres, but Fred didn't send a message.
Okay.
Yes, Fred said, "How do I stay in the knowing?"
Oh, Lalik. I didn't see that €1, man. That 99-cent euro. What do you call that? 99.
Oh, yeah, 99 cents.
99 cents euro. Sorry, what did you just say? I didn't see that though. I felt bad. I think I can actually scroll down and see these now. Yeah, man. No question, but some support to you and Athena. I didn't see that. Dawn, thank you so much. Did not see that. Thank you for the €2. You are awesome. You are awesome. I didn't see that. There's so much messages coming up. I didn't see that. Oh my gosh, I feel bad. Crystal, I think Crystal's winning, by the way, with the donations. I'm pretty sure Crystal's winning. Inner knowing this person, I'm super sad. I got to you. I want to pass third year. Got there. I want to ask you how to drop it. How many questions? I think.
Done that one.
Marquita. Oh, I see. And that was the one that we need to find because her question never came through. I posted my question earlier, Marquita, but how could we see the dang question?
I couldn't find it, so I asked her to send it.
I see. And that wasn't really a full question. I couldn't seem to get a full question out of that you sent, Marquita. If you wouldn't mind, and if you tag Athena, do at Athena and send her the message. Marissa, thank you. You are the best. You're the best. So let's just go. I'm scrolling on down. No, dude, I don't got nothing by. Did I miss something? Who the heck is that? Well, that was Marissa, right? Yeah.
Yes, it looks look different on yours.
So
that's my look. MX
Fred, I wonder if mine actually just froze. Yara's at the bottom.
So how do I stay in the knowing is going to happen after I imagine and planted the seed. I've been on this journey for so long.
So Fred, check it, man. I remember you, man. I appreciate you sticking around and being here. I remember you were at one point very frustrated in the videos. You would comment about your frustrations and the conflicting information out there. I remember you, and I really appreciate that you've stuck around and that you've continued to persist. You will find your footing. I promise, if you remain consistent and if you don't give up. I will tell you though, and this is before I saw your question, so I will get to that. But what I wanted to say was the process of learning this stuff. If you are an individual who is consistently going back to, varieties of different topics, different content, different teachers to get this stuff, which is perfectly normal and natural, there's a growing period that unfolds at some point where you learn what's legit and what's not. And so I think you're in that process now, and so just keep up the good work, man. But with what you said, it goes back to the how I just answered it before, with regards to knowing that you've planted your seed or remaining. So that what I do that works, I've been doing this for years, man. Keeping track of this systematically with regards to experiments. I mean, upstairs here, I have a stack of, thousands and thousands of successful manifestations. But with that said, what works consistently is you imagine the thing from the perspective of having it and do as Neville talked about in watch my video, it's the short, the living mirror technique. And it says, I think the quote specifically is, he goes into the scene, he imagines people reflecting the changes he wished to have embodied, meaning they see it in him or they tell him about it. And then he remembers what he saw. That's it. That's what I do. And it works every time. I don't go do more. I don't need to keep obsessing over it. Now, if you don't trust yourself yet to be able to impress your subconscious on the first try, which I can't blame you, right? I talk about things from the perspective of in a perfect world. And when you get good, this is how it will be. But until that time, I imagine until I feel that satisfaction that I've imagined something without error. I have reflected upon what I've imagined and said, yes, I've thought from the scene. I've experienced it with feeling and emotion and senses. I have borderline been there. I've gotten it. After I've done that, I can stop. And whether it takes a day, 5 days, a week, 2 weeks for that to happen, for you to get there in your mind, that's it. And then after that, you remember what you saw. You remember the scene that you've experienced. 11:11, make a wish. Have you tried to get long and thicker hair for years? I've tried to get long and thicker hair for years. Affirmations, subliminals, imaginal act. My hair's gotten worse and worse over the years. Ready to give up. Sue, I'm sorry to hear that. And by the way, thanks for the £4.99. I think that's how you guys say things here. It was a pound. Did they say that, or £4.99 pence? Pence. Jesus, I'm such a noob. $4.99.
I did the hair one myself.
Do you wanna here come and say something for a second? Answer Sue. This is a fact. I know this for a fact, by the way. So Athena is going to answer because she has personal experience with this.
Oh.
Here.
Hello. So
Isn't she pretty?
Sue. You start. I've tried to get long thick hair for years and stuff. So actually I never manifested for longer hair, Sue. Although as a kid I used to actually imagine all the time I had longer hair, and then I realized that I had longer hair for a while, but it was all extensions. You see, it's not just about, my hair might miraculously start to grow down to my bum and be really, luscious and thick and stuff. Sometimes it is going down different routes. But you see I never use affirmations or subliminals. Because as we get older, your hormones and everything changes. And I started to get really kind of thinning hair, thinning patches. I was really, really thin around here. Like now you can't really see. But all around here, it was so thin. And I was actually getting kind of embarrassed. So I was imagining all the time that my hair was thick as I was washing my hair, because that's when I noticed it the most. My hair was shedding a lot. And as I was washing it, even in the shower, my imaginal act was that I would feel, as I grabbed my hair, the amount of hair that I had, and it felt thicker and lusher. And I was moved then to cut my hair a certain way, which also made it feel thicker. So I had that experience. And also, randomly out of nowhere, my mum comes up to me and gives me this thing that she had found on QVC. I think it's called Hair Fix or something, and it's this little serum. Now, she has tried all sorts of things for thickening hair, because I guess it's like a genetic thing, runs in the family. I've tried this stuff, and that was my bridge of events to getting rid of these little bald patches that I was experiencing and stuff. 'Cause like I say, like now you can't really see it at all. So it's about imagining what that would be like to have that thicker hair. Perhaps you are feeling yourself putting your hair up in a certain way and feeling how much hair you have. Perhaps it's an inner conversation where you've got a compliment from someone, but it wasn't like I woke up one day and my hair was miraculously thicker and all the rest of it. My bridge of events happened to be that my mum would just randomly give me this serum, of which she's tried many for many years, and she's never ever in her life handed me any of them. But this was the one for me, apparently, and it worked. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. Thanks for letting me share. Yeah.
Thanks for letting me share. Something that Joseph used to say all the time. I was like, you don't have to thank me for listening to you talking.
Thanks for letting me share. What do we got? What do we got? I know she is gorgeous. Beauty. Look at all this. Look at all this love. Shows the right partner.
All the gang is here. It's so good to see you guys.
Women truly do level up their men. A1. Yes.
Aww,
yes.
Queen.
This is a fact.
Queen, you're here.
This is a fact.
Yara, all of the gang are here.
Hey, Erin, go ahead and post again, dear, if you'd like.
Oh, so Makita was saying, sorry for the confusion. So I just wanted to know, do I just keep being patient and redo the imaginal act? Is her question.
So it depends upon, no matter what, redoing imaginal acts isn't, there's nothing wrong with redoing an imaginal act, and there's also nothing wrong with pivoting an imaginal act. I've done both. I usually create more than one imaginal acts for each desire, many more than one. And as long as you're imagining after the end that you want, there's no harm. Each of those things could happen independently, individually, and together. So anyway, I imagine, so we'll talk about, I'll just give a quick example about the process that I go through to imagine something that I really care about, which would be, I'm talking about the consistency and what I imagine and how often I imagine, which essentially turns out to be that until I feel satisfied with the scene, I will constantly obsess over making sure that it is the right scene. And I have OCD with it, as you might be able to imagine, as having really obsessed over this breaking down and demystifying of manifesting. I am the master of overthinking things. However, it pays off at times as well, given there's no time wasted clarifying the end. So, in other words, time is wasted when you do not really think about what you're imagining, right? You want to ensure that whatever you're imagining, you actually want. 12, yo, what, dude?
That dollars?
That's $12. Samber, the winner.
Wow,
winner,
Samber.
Samber. Geez, made of money. This one's gonna make me rich.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, dear.
That's very
Thank you.
sweet.
Thank you. Thank
Guys
you.
are so
Thank you, dear.
generous.
Appreciate you.
Bonsoir, Natasha.
Appreciate you. So what was
Ça va?
what was I just saying about? Oh, scenes. So imagining alternative endings and the obsessive nature of my mind. There's no time wasted when imagining, keep that there. Yeah. Nicole,
Nicole, can
battle
we spam
donation.
go with an... She's just on a mission.
Yo, for real, thank you. You guys are, I love you guys, for real. This is so exciting for me. This is so exciting for me. You guys. So anyway, no time is wasted when clarifying the end. Time is wasted if you imagine something you don't want. Because you will get it and regret it. I've seen it, I've done it. It's happens time and time again. But anyway, I'll imagine until I feel either first that the scene is good enough, and then after that I imagine until I feel satisfied that I have done it properly. And if I see nothing for the longest time, which could even just mean like, I don't know, a couple weeks, depending on how impatient I'm being, I'll imagine again. But the key is to essentially let go after you imagine and you know that you've done that good job. I mean, sometimes until I've done that good job, I will think about it a lot. I'll think about it, many times a day. But and it's really with the knowing, like the position that I'm at now and a position you could be at is to be certain you will get what you want if you imagine it properly. You will have that experience eventually. You will know. So then the mission becomes just imagine the right thing. And so sometimes you can imagine and not see the end happen at all. And then I wonder, did I even imagine something proper for my subconscious? Was it too complex? And if that question comes up, I'll imagine an alternative ending. It doesn't cancel out the ending that I've imagined before in case that's already coming. But I just do this. This is just a repetitive thing, a continuous process of life. We're living life here, Battle donations. Can we spam Joe with them now? You're Nicole, yo. You're so awesome. You guys are so freaking awesome, dude. Nicole, so cool. Aaron Cat. If my specific person isn't showing yet how I imagine him to be, can I remove myself from hanging out with him for now? Third party is still there and he wants to hang with me. We had a 6-year relationship for her. You do you, man. Like from that perspective, remove yourself. You can't screw up your manifestation. You can do whatever you want. You can block that fool. You can talk to him every day. You can do whatever you want. Sometimes it's difficult when you place yourself in that picture constantly. So it's easier at times to shift your mind into a place where they can conform when you're not constantly battling with their current situation. If you're trying to manifest someone who is a murderer to become a saint and you're visiting them in their freaking, I don't know, when they're still real mean, it's going to be difficult for you to maintain that mindset. So, in other words, do whatever you want because you're not going to mess up anything. And if it's going to help you, which in this case, I would think it would help. I won't tell you what to do. But what I will say is you're going to want to do what's right for you. 11, 14, 74. I got 74. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys are so cool. Yo, there's 213 people here now. It's gone up, I think, since your beautiful face has entered into the...
Don't blame me.
Yeah, blame you. Okay, yeah, all right. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, she's pretty. Yes, she is pretty. You got that right. Cute to buy your girl a drink. Oh, Cynthia, thank you so much. To buy your girl a drink, €2.49. Thank you so much. Sincerely. Thank you so much. Yeah, hi, demo.
So thank you everybody. Like everyone is so sweet.
Just
there was a little troll on here who couldn't understand the law basically. And I love that. It's like prove it. It's like, all right. Have you heard of confirmation bias? You're just proving it right now.
I feel I can't fully imagine. That could be very distressing, and I've been there. Very distressing. Feeling like you can't fully imagine.
I can't fully imagine. But Susanna, what gives you that impression? Because we imagine, hon. All of us do. Think about it. Every time all of you have felt at some point anxious about something or dreading something or anticipating something. Why? In the present moment, you're not in any danger. But in order to have those feelings, those fears, you are inadvertently imagining ahead of your circumstances. That's what we're constantly doing. So we all have the capability to imagine. It's just it's such a natural part of it that when we're told to imagine specifically for a desire, I think a lot of us just clam up and think, oh no, but I can't see, or I can't imagine my end scene.
Right.
But you've been doing
Right.
this all your life.
Natural.
All you need is that
Naturally.
little gentle nudge into it, or a little extra guidance, or
Guidance.
hypnosis,
A little effort. So sometimes, like I was telling someone before, it is not necessarily like when we're trying to deliberately compel and force our imagination to listen to us, it's different than the natural daydreams that happen that are so simple and easy. But it's the proof that you can, the fact that you can daydream, the fact that your reality exists and you're alive is the proof that you're manifesting, which is the proof that you're creating something. But my point was supposed to be that like, even for myself, it takes a little bit of effort sometimes. It takes a lot of effort sometimes in the beginning, but then it's just natural. And then also to know what to expect. Like, if you're closing your eyes and you see black, that's because you're a human being and you can't see with your eyes closed. You're not supposed to, right? We're not supposed to be. I think the words used to depict imagining by Neville, by myself, by anyone. See, there's no actual words used to describe imaginally see. Like there's no one word because we're not actually seeing. It's more of become aware of internally with the imagination, the depiction of this experience. Like, or I'll just say, see yourself do this, which is easier to say. And so, in other words, you're not supposed to see. You're not supposed to actually feel someone touching you when you're touching them. It's a sense. It's a knowing, so to speak. So you don't have to beat yourself up for not being able to see like the most amazing vivid detail. Yeah, Nicole, Jesus, 3 is my favorite number. My goodness, Nicole, thank you so much for always being here too. You're always such a positive presence, and it's always nice to see you here. Always, I always see him like, there we go.
We've got the nicest following.
We got the peeps. Oh, did you see what? Oh my gosh, who said that before? Who talked about our babies? Was it Marissa?
I missed that completely.
Yeah.
Oh, Natalie, that's a good idea. It's about subscribe. I didn't know you could do subscriber only comments to weasel out the trolls.
I didn't know that either. Hey, everyone who's not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to talk, because that's just how it go. And I really appreciate if you do subscribe and like this. It really does help. I realize YouTube promotes the videos with people who comment and like. So if you're someone who goes to the videos and watches and you feel like perhaps you have anything to contribute, even the smallest success story, do it, because not only does it help the channel, but there's more people on the exact level you're at than you would probably believe that you would help with one story that would give them a little bit of confidence beyond where they are. So that's just a little bit. We just love you. Well, what if we love you?
So how do we hide? I mean, hide user on this channel the trolls, or just remove them, but they can keep coming back, right?
I really don't know. It must just be troll hour, huh? 171. I can't believe there were like 220.
The trolls are so desperate for your approval.
I love that. I love that rise above subs. This message was hell for review. Don't even look at it. Bye, trolls. Peace. So let's see. My life has improved and I'm a great manifester, but doubt SP. I mean, this is so specific person. If you had said that along with your statement prior that you were unsure if you're doing it, if you're able to do it, it makes sense, because a specific person can be a very complex and difficult thing to do. It's, unfortunately, the majority of us come to this community and learn about manifesting because we're heartbroken. And so we jump headfirst into this thing with just about one of the most difficult things there is to manifest. You've got to master the control of your mind, so that you're not constantly witnessing them be the jerk or the narcissist or the heart, or you're just not the heartbroken person. And you've also got to learn the ins and outs of how this works. You have to wait for them to conform. There's so much involved that anyone would doubt themselves if that was the focus of their their desires. So I get it. I get it. Let's see. What do we got here? Are you guys
User 299 didn't
together?
know we were together. Hi. Yeah, honey, where you been?
Who you talking to?
User 299.
Oh, that's you know that person. And they've never changed their name.
No.
Oh wait, that's not our friend, right? That's not Joey, right?
I
I don't think so. I don't think
recognize
so.
the logo. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No.
Mhm.
But would you run a face-to-face seminar in the UK?
Yeah,
A
set
few
it up,
people had
bro.
mentioned it, right? A few people had. Didn't we say that we wouldn't mind doing like one day? One day.
No, I
One
would
day we'll
love
do
that.
something
I
like
would
a
love that.
meetup in London.
I want. Let's
But
do
we
it.
weren't sure how many people would be available.
If you help, I see. I wouldn't know where to begin. I'm not. This isn't my thing. You know what I'm saying? And
fine.
Athena's never ran a thing. If you guys know how to do it,
Oh, Francisco, good night, my darling.
is that what? Good night from Spain. Oh, good night, Francisco.
Hasta mañana. Oh, NC, I want a relationship as happy as yours.
How do I drop the ego?
You will, hun.
Are we getting married? No doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt. I have no doubt.
It's already done.
It's already a done deal. It's already been imagined, done. We're almost there. Will doing state akin to sleep during the day in meditation work the same as at night falling asleep to it? If you get into that state, if you so check it out, right? Most people don't know this, but the state akin to sleep is not the same thing as imagining until you fall asleep or imagining before bed. The state akin to sleep is a very peculiar, strange mental state that a person enters into. I've only done it twice ever, which is when you can somehow arrest your attention, your thoughts, and your body entirely and play the scene without effort, and at the same time fall asleep and keep the scene looping. And what happens is you are projected into a oh my god, what's it called, a lucid dream, and you become experiencing the manifestation at that moment actually. So the state akin to sleep is something, if you listen to Neville talk about it actually in some of his stuff in his written books, actually, it is not what most people assume that it is. However, with that said, I believe the question that you, oh, and by the way, I do not even waste my time with it because it is exhausting, and like I said, I've done it, but it is so much trouble, and I never needed to do that to get my manifestations. So why would I exhaust myself? It depletes your ability to sleep because it jolts you out of this strange state. Anyway, I digress. I think what you were asking is if you're capable of imagining in that meditative state and perhaps nearing upon sleep during the day or falling asleep whilst in it, would that have the same effect as night? And I believe as long as you're in that non-resistant state, that passive state, that meditative state, then I believe yes, absolutely. That's my thought.
Mm-mm. I don't even focus on going into a state akin to sleep.
It's worthless.
I do most of my imaginal acts now in the shower whilst I'm awake because I'm too tired before bed anyway. So sometimes I'm about to do it and then I just end up passing out.
How do you manifest not using state akin to sleep? I just visualize, man. I'll just visualize, or I'll just use inner conversations, or I'll script. So let me be clear. I do use techniques, what you would call a technique, really, I don't look at it as techniques though. What I do is I look at it as, what do I believe would give me the best shot right now of impressing my subconscious? What's the best technique for this uh, desire? And that's how I'll choose what I'll do. So I do imagine before I go to sleep, but oftentimes I pass out. So most of my imaginal acts take place while I'm daydreaming, like standing in the kitchen thinking of a bright idea, or in the shower, or whilst writing in my journals. And this is the majority of the times that I'll manifest, or
Always.
will engage in it.
Always.
You know,
Because then it's where you've got absolutely no resistance. What do I do with the biscuits? Someone was asking about what have we manifested. What we manifested.
what do you mean?
Oh, that was one of the questions.
I've manifested a lot of things. I don't know what you mean. What have you manifested in your life? Many things. Can you do a video on how to stop that waiting feeling? I know it's mine, but I feel like I'm waiting for it. Mostly money. So I wait for things though, but it's like the way that I wait for things is kind of sincerely. It's similar to as if I am waiting for something to come into the mail, but I am not. I just don't know when. I literally don't know when the person is going to send it. So it's coming. That's an absolute fact. But it's not a waiting like I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting down doing nothing, and I'm not living my life, and I'm hoping and I'm wondering and I'm keeping hoping. No, it's like I've set the order. The order has been placed. And so I'm going to now just continue living. Waiting is normal, but if you're like obsessively hoping and crossing your fingers and searching every avenue if this thing is going to come, it's a different story, I believe. What do you think?
Yeah, I always find the thing is I find that naturally if I am lacking in something and I am stepping into it in my imagination because it's fun to do and I want to experience what it would be like to have this desire fulfilled or sorted, it gets to a point where not only do I drop the imaginal acts, but I even drop the need for the desire. So I never feel like I'm waiting. Again, as Joe was saying, you're not sitting around, your life is empty. You're living quite a fulfilling life in the present moment, knowing that everything is unfolding for you. And that mindset just helps me to carry on. Otherwise, if I was doing techniques to try and change 3D circumstances, change reality, it's no different to me painting a wall and sitting there watching the paint dry. It's going to feel like it's taking forever. And if I'm waiting in that, it's painful to be in wait. But you're not waiting for anything when you know that everything is within you, right? And everything that's happening out here is working out for you. That sometimes it just takes a bit of time, because it activates. I've never heard of that.
I'm not even gonna read that out loud. I was wondering if we should ignore that or like block that temporarily or something.
So Toby's asking about like what kind of things we've manifested. I think you might want to know.
Can I how do I just like
Watch
that?
Pot Never
Yeah, there we
Boils?
go. Got it. Okay. What have I manifested? You're asking like actual examples of what I've manifested. Let me think of something recent that I've manifested. So recently in latter years, a lot of the manifestations are subjective. They're having to do with belief changes or things that are less objective, like money and things like this. Not essential for me to manifest much anymore because my beliefs are constantly imagining them. I did imagine selling my house and making $40,000 in like a couple days or some crap like that. That was a recent imaginal act. There's a lot. I do it all. We do it all the time, but we don't even keep track of them, really.
We manifested health for his grandfather when he came.
Yeah, very recent.
90 years old. It was like hit and miss.
And he was very, very sick.
Seriously
He's been
ill.
so healthy his whole life, but recently something happened and he was very ill suddenly, and he wasn't getting better. He was stuck in the hospital for months. This man had never been in situations like that. But yeah, we imagined, and it was very rapid, his recovery. And I was nervous too. You don't want to freaking see something bad happen, but so you don't have to remain perfect. You just have to do the action. You take the action and know that the action is done. What else? What else recently? It's a lot of things.
So, my friend has she sent me a message today. Actually, it was in my video as I was filming my video for today, telling me that she's recovered from breast cancer. She just had her final surgery, or so. That's what the message was. I couldn't see the whole message at the time when I was doing the video, but manifested health for people and for myself, wasn't it? I was having those weird heart issues and stuff. I've manifested my house, my car, at a time when I had no money and my business. This whole living room I manifested for free. I didn't pay for a single thing with this living room, TV, fireplace, everything decorated, free. Loads. Life is a manifestation, though. It's not just about getting things.
Yo,
Stephanie
Stephanie
Ann, hey, love.
Ann, thank you. By the way, I think you just did she break the record or no? The other who had given like multiple donations. You're close. I think it was
One.
Samber. It was Samber. Samber has donated more. Stephanie, but thank you. By the way, thank you so much. Sorry, we're just talking about because it's been so nice. Like old times, I come on here and then people start battling to the death over their which donations they've sent in and who's the top paying donation.
That is so
It's
cute.
funny. I like it. It reminds me of the old times, and I'm feeling really good.
I never get this.
Well, that's because you said. That's because you believe
Oh,
that.
you see, this is what happened. I must
Yeah.
change my belief.
Yes. And so, Stephanie, thank you so much. You're near. I think you're number 2, if I'm not mistaken. And then I
Do
believe
it.
Samber's number 1.
Ink's manifestations. Do it, hun.
What was it?
It's a girly thing.
Okay.
Oh wow, Mark is following another YouTuber who's recovering from cancer as well. So it's like there's so many things. I mean, life is one big manifestation every single day, all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, numerous relationships.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Still going on about that.
SPs.
Gosh,
each other.
really, yeah, that is very true. Goodness, recent doctor's appointments, last minute type things. A lot of things are what people would be freaking out about, but we're just chill because it's just we manifested, man. We manifested, man. What do we got? What do we got? Stephanie is number 1. Is Stephanie number 1? Stephanie, you're number 1. Did you hear that? You're number 1.
Wow, look at Lisa Marie. I have 2 friends who reversed stage 4 cancer without getting treatment.
Goodness.
That's incredible. How?
Goodness.
Do you know what they did?
Do you think I look unrecognizable?
No.
What, it's like deformed?
How different?
I came to you last time. I sent a few on your last live. Of course you did. Dorian Pride. So guys, I have to make a correction to my teaching, the way I pronounced the 4 symbols of I am. I was corrected a couple of times, but I've never had someone been able to articulate with their voice the correct pronunciation of the 4 symbols that make up I am in Scripture. But it's Yud, He, Vav, He. Yud, He, Vav, He. So even when Neville says that you're going to have to correct him in your mind, this comes from a Jew from Israel. So it's legit. Just want to let you know. That's amazing. Manifesting house. No waiting for a relationship. Change the dynamic. When you become a master at conscious manifesting, is every day just like watching synchronicities all the time? Listen, Aaron, the answer is yes. And it's not even math. You don't even have to be a master yet. What I did, this is what radically changed my life, I swear to God, is the list method that I talk about. You write down a variety of things, 10 things a day, random things from the perspective of having it. You don't have to imagine it. You don't have to do anything. Do that every day. And by the time you hit 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you will have hundreds of manifestations coming all the time. You just keep doing it over and over. I swear to God, it will change your life, because not only are you now witnessing this amazing power, but it also trains you meticulously to be able to identify manifestations and then learn how it works, because you're experiencing such an inundation of them. You feel me? Oh my God, look at that. Another 10 ducats from Stephanie. Jesus. She said the 5
Aw.
donations. Look at
Oh,
that.
so that's what that means.
I think it is. I've never seen that,
See,
but I
I
think
do
so.
not understand this stuff.
So what do you do when the relationship is there and the dynamic isn't quite showing up yet? Just keep going within every time I hang up the phone. So the relationship is there and the dynamic isn't quite showing up yet. So what you're saying is you're in the relationship, but he is not yet fully giving you the experience that you're looking for. And so after you hang up the phone, you're going into your imagination and imagining them as the person you want them to be, as is what I take. That's what I think
That's
you
how I
are
would take
saying.
it.
So, I mean, I'll give my 2 cents, and then I'll let Athena answer this, because she's the SP chick. So if you imagine them as the person they want to be, this is a very straightforward answer. If you imagine that person as the person you wish them to be, from the point of view of yourself when they are that person, in other words, you're pretending momentarily that you're in that reality where he is exactly who you wanted him to be always. He never even was a person who wasn't who you wanted. Then, if you've done that properly, then the rest will take care of itself. You wouldn't even need to consistently go back in imagination. The only exception to that would be if you realize they're acting out a pattern that you have not specifically fixed with your imagination or attempted to. And then it will happen automatically. Your turn.
Basically the same. No, it's just that every version of him is in existence now. Remember, your experience is going to be based on your perception of him, your perception of yourself in relationships as well. So I just have the same, we usually say the same sort of things, but we've got different ways of coming at it. We discuss this kind of stuff all the time. And that's why we were saying about doing the podcast and and the Discord and stuff. Because if, for example, the thing is with SP manifestations is, especially if it's an ex or someone you've known from before, we take a lot of our baggage from the past, our preconceptions of them and our previous judgments of them, and keep an eye on if you're still judging them based on past experiences, and also are you judging their behavior, i.e., oh, they're a bit cold on that conversation, maybe they're not interested anymore, maybe, well, where is my focus and attention? You're always taking it gently to the end so that you can reveal that side of them, because there's a reason why you desire this person, right? Your higher self knows what it's like to be in a relationship with that ideal version of them. So that's where your focus is always going. Try not to judge it and try not to see it as it's not working and it's all breaking down. I know it's hard when it's in your face, but if you've got good support as well, that will help. Did you want to talk about the David keeps saying about it would be romantic if we both play football together.
I saw something like that.
Do you know, I don't even watch football, let alone play it.
I'm an expert footballer. Just kidding. I am looking for I saw something that I found intriguing, but I completely forgot what it was. Come then. I just read random things. Or say I saw this, I experienced this with each thing on the list, like one imagine each one. So check it out, right? What I write is I received a free cup of coffee. So I'm gonna literally speak it to you in the exact tense, in the exact word, in the exact everything, as if I were doing it at the moment. And we'll sign off soon, which would be something to the effect of, I received a free cup of coffee. Someone dreamed of me. An old friend messaged me. Someone complimented me. People tell me I'm handsome. What else? Athena kisses me.
He has done this a few times.
And random things too, like I saw a pink Dalmatian. I found a penny from 1974. So very specific, nuanced things. Someone tells me this. Someone acts this way. It rained for 5 minutes. Something miraculous happened in front of me. These things I would write down 10 or more each day. Do not, and it's, the point is to make sure whilst you're writing it down and in your mind, you can think clearly. You can hear yourself think those phrases that you're writing down. And after that, you do not look at it after it, because the point is you don't look at it for a week. And the point is so that by the time that week ends, you have forgotten about what you've written down. You have to keep doing the math. You can't do it once, you can't do it twice, you can't do it 3 times. You have to do it the whole thing. I suggest 2 weeks, and I suggest writing 15 things a day, because there's no way in hell by the time those 2 weeks are over, 15 times 14 is like 200 and I don't know, 5 or something like that. Anyway, you'll never remember all of it. There's no way. And by then, that's how you'll realize manifestations come. And that's how I do it. That's how I does it. You're really helping with
Thank
this
you.
forum. I'm more confident in the state that I'm receiving my desire. Thank you. You're very welcome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Would that
KT.
It's KT?
Yes,
Thank
KT.
you, hon.
KT. So I think let me keep that there, because I just want to point out the Discord real fast. Okay. So we're going to be having a Discord community so that we can consolidate our communities together in a place where you will always be able to hang out. The one thing that I wished more than anything else was that I had someone to talk to about manifesting. The reason I wrote a blog, the reason I joined the Facebook group I joined, and the reason I then started the channel was solely because for the last 9 years, not a soul, I had not a soul to talk to about manifesting. And yet I still persisted, and to the degree to which has brought me to where I am today. But I could imagine if I just had someone to talk to, it likely would have cut down my the effort required massively. There was no YouTube. There was no. I learned from the Bible, and then I had these horrendous. I mean, some of the mainstream people out there today shouldn't be, but it was a different time than it is now. And but point being is the Discord will be a place for you guys to hang together. It will be members only, which means there will be no trolls. It will be only Athena's and my audiences. You guys are our people, and you'll be able to talk at all times. We will be in there. We will likely be in there also before and after our premieres to hang out. So I will be giving information. Make sure if you're not subscribed to Athena, subscribe. But also, so because the news we will announce together, it's going to be a joint effort. And then from that, make sure you're on my email list, because I will be giving direct links. It's not easy to do on YouTube and things like that, to give direct links and information, but it will likely be through Patreon, and it is going to be a Discord community. So it will have specific groups, like specific person chat, the main chat, Athena's chat, Joseph's chat, a main general chat, mystical experience chats, money chats, strengthening your imagination chats, daily lists and the list method chats, exercises, hypnosis, all of these different things that will help people together. Oh, and success stories. So it really is kind of unprecedented. And for those of you who were in my VIP program, the Inner Circle, back when, it'll be a similar situation, a setup to the chat that was there for those of you who were in that. So that's coming out very soon, this chat. We're talking about within the next few days or so. It should be, we've been working on it tirelessly and just trying to get it right, get everything set up properly so that we can have a place that's conducive to ensuring that you get your manifestations. That's really the whole point, and to integrate this into your life. So, yeah.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Thanks for
So
letting me share.
thanks for letting me share. Supportive safe space, which is essentially what we are aiming for. We're supporting supportive safe space.
Correctamundo.
I forgot there was something else I was going to mention.
Yeah, someone was up there.
I have lost.
Wasn't your Discord hacked ages ago, Joe? Yes, it was. Scorpio, who are you?
What happened?
I told you. Remember?
With that dude who
dude
had beef?
Dude had beef. I know who did that, by the way. A brat did that.
Is that who it was?
Oh, yeah. Client. Yellas. Am I saying it right? Yellas. Yeah.
From Melbourne.
Yeah, how many times have I asked you how to pronounce your name? And now that's what I just went back to, that memory. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's good. That's real good. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that, man. Get rid of that fool, man. My goodness. See, I have no patience. I don't. I do not have patience. Choose the good version. Yes, correct. Oh, what do we got here? Okay. We've got this one. Thank you so much. Crystal, did you just donate again? Yo, I'm telling you, this girl, I think she's the winner. The up and comer or the winner. Crystal, you have made me rich officially. Another $5 from Crystal. I am, my goodness. Thank you so much. No, thank you so much sincerely.
That's an interesting question, right?
How does it work with trolls and everyone as you pushed out? Yeah, I mean, dude, so if, for instance, a troll comes hither, which they just have, yeah, it could manifest it. It literally, though, it could be nothing more in depth than just to say trolls exist. Trolls come sometimes and be trolly. Like, that belief in and of itself, as simple as that, can just cause that. So it doesn't necessarily imply that I have some deep-rooted
issue with insecurity.
Yeah, right. So, it could. Yeah, it could. But not me.
Everything is in existence now, remember that. So we have to have the good and the bad. You have to have the trolls and the supportive people in order to have contrast, right? Otherwise, if we didn't have contrast, we wouldn't know the good people and the supportive from the bad, right? Everything would just be a nothing neutral experience. The trolls have to exist because they're projecting themselves and their failures in life and their unhappiness. That's what they're doing. That's their reality. They're coming and projecting it here. Our experience of it, like your experience, my experience, our self pushed out, is essentially what we make that mean. What experience are they giving us? Are they acting as a messenger for something? Are they playing a part in one of my bigger manifestations? So it could go quite deep. But they have to exist. Like with Neville and the thief that got involved when he was getting those tickets to, what is it, Aida or something? Avita or something like that.
Aida,
right?
Yeah.
And
sorry,
it took for a thief to come and get involved.
Yeah.
For him to get those free VIP tickets for his brothers that he had manifested. So everyone plays a part, from the thief to the beggar to the good person to the Samaritan.
It is true. Even the murderer, for real. Right. Absolutely. Everyone plays a part. We hate people for things they do. We love people for things they do. They're all literally playing a perfect part. And someone manifested them in that position. It could have been themselves or not. Point is they literally are you regardless. Everyone, they're you. Isn't that weird to think? The same spirit that is the murderer is you.
It's the same mind. The same mind, but a different arrangement of the same
consciousness, mind. Different mind. Yeah.
So we feel sorry. But sometimes, they can still have an impact. We had one crazy jealous troll really, and it impacted me, but I saw that it was a reflection of some of my insecurities. So in the end, it was kind of like, thank you, messenger, you played a part. Because of you, I've got this, and this now. So it was really interesting. English or Spanish, Stephen? Do you mean, are you asking in terms of, do you think Spanish background? I don't understand it. I don't understand English or Spanish. Your
I don't
battery
speak.
is low.
I don't speak. How we manifested childhood trauma. So check it out, right? This is interesting because it's going to confuse some people, but the truth is, I wouldn't say that a child who had no indication of what some terrible event was able to manifest that event on himself. It's likely the cause of another. So there is in Scripture references to God saying that the one who, what is it, the father, the essence of it is the head of the family accounts for righteousness for the whole family, which means that head of the family, for someone who is incapable of existing, basically like an infant or something, they actively control, generally speaking, the life of the offspring as well. There's some indication that that's true, and so that would mean that we didn't bring the horrific experience upon ourselves. And in other cases, it could just be a side effect of a different manifestation from someone else anyway. um so it's not about, like, that's a common question, and there are other questions like, why do infants die, who did this, like, I get that, these are questions. I think these things too, but when we get down to the bottom of how manifesting works, we know that the subconscious mind is the medium through which the imaginal act must penetrate. Everyone has a subconscious mind, and not only that, everyone is also moved to fulfill a manifestation, which means you will be moved to fulfill my manifestation, which means I can force and compel you to do what I imagine, as long as it's, that's not exactly the method by which it works, but objectively that's what's happening. So in that case, if I imagine something and it just so happens that that's a horrible thing, well, it has to act out. There's a quote by Neville. He talks about it so much. I think it's in Scripture as well, but it talks about, that there could be some woman treading the wine press, which essentially is referring to some person shut in jail who's manifesting the president, that event that just took place the other day in America, right? Someone that's in another country, or a child reading a book, could be manifesting this crazy stuff that's unfolding. So I think, with all that said, I think we're gonna wrap up soon. I do want to say too, I've got, what I was gonna do initially today. I didn't have a chance to record the video, but recently, the imaginal scenes that I've been creating, the feedback. So I get a lot of feedback from the results for the imaginal scenes. I've been making the imaginal scenes for, I don't know what, 7, 8, 9, 10 months now, probably, or something. Before, I had my cousin working for me. He was horrific at editing, and that's at the very beginning, and there were things that were not done properly, but even then, people were still manifesting their desires. But over time, what's been amazing is, with the feedback that I've gotten from the custom imaginal scenes that I've been recording, is over time I've been able to find what works best. And I've been, over time, meticulously sharpening the methods and means that I've been using to construct these imaginal acts for people, right? So for those of you who don't know, I offer custom imaginal scenes, and but the reason I'm bringing it up is because, I mean, it's amazing. Essentially, what I've been able to do is, through some processing, some software that I wrote, essentially able to extract the most important information between successful imaginal acts, and with that, I've been able to kind of filter down and extract the most important pieces of data that can be used to create, imaginal scenes that really work. But and so over time, the percentage of effectiveness of the imaginal acts have been going up and up and up and up, and So a lot of people are getting their desire. But so with that said, I've had a couple clients of mine who have been long time clients, and I've got the they were VIP members, and then some that came after that. But I was, given the data that I've extracted, which really confirmed a lot of what I knew anyway about what I thought, an imaginal act should consist of. But I started doing these different sort of imaginal scenes that have been really effective, especially for those who need multiple beliefs changed along with the desire that they want manifested. So in often case, someone who gets an imaginal scene by me, generally it's one core desire. The issue is that usually when we compound imaginal acts with belief changing is when the results really start to come in. So, there's a multiple imaginal scenes that need to be created for one specific thing. But what I've done is essentially taken that information that consists of a successful imaginal act and ran a lot of other data through this software that I have that, again, it kind of extracts what works and what doesn't work. And I came up with this new way that has been getting excellent success, which the percentages, so the results so far, there have only been a handful of people over the last few months who have tested these specific types of imaginal scenes on. But what's been amazing is it combines, like I said, it compounds the belief work, the assumption work, the self-concept work with the imaginal scenes in kind of a hypnotic sort of sleep setting, so that you actively trace the imaginal act in your mind whilst having the beliefs changed. And it does something. And like I said, the results are better. So independently imagining one scene, independently imagining a belief, right? The percentages are really high, but putting these together in this process, it has been greater than both of them independently. So combined together, the effectiveness massively increases together. And so it is essentially the way that these are longer than the custom imaginal scenes that I've been creating. And over time, like I said, I've been really reshaping the way that this is that they've been crafted and constructed. But the time, so there's audio now involved. There is, and some, depending upon which type of, I have a couple different new types of variations that I've been testing on people. There's, inductions in some of them. There's stories that they follow, essentially specifically related. So the person needed to send me essentially a large portion of their experiences, their traumas, their problems, their memories, their history, their desires. And essentially from that, I was able to extract and am able to extract successfully the specific characteristics that need to be embodied in order for that individual to not only manifest the desire that they want, but also overcome the belief or assumption that was causing them in the past to repeat the same patterns over and over. And so now with this new process, this way, like I said, it has like a compound effect, and the effectiveness has been very extreme. And the process is as follows. It's essentially, as I said, you need to do an inventory upon your life, upon your experiences as it relates to your aspects of life that you're attempting to change. Like you want a specific person, you want money. So then the inventory would require you to go through and systematically dissect these aspects of your life, reverse engineer any type of resentments, fears, doubts, insecurities, and into the pattern of assumptions, and then reverse that by constructing one or more statements. You do this repetitively, and you then combine certain common denominator statements, and then alongside of that, in a meticulous way, this has to be done. But what you do is eventually you then attach in the story with you as the protagonist to achieve your ultimate end result, tied in together with the assumptions. And for whatever reason, I kind of know the reason why, especially just having studied the mind and manifesting for a while. But the results have been amazing. The only issue is that these things take me a really long time to do. I mean, I can only probably do a couple of them, a handful of them a month. But with that said, I will be accepting applications soon. If you want to go through that process, like I said, you could possibly, depending upon your level of experience and willingness to submit the information that would be needed, you could be selected to be one of the first purchasers of these scenes, depending. And for those of you who are just curious and want to do it on your own, the process is meticulously reverse engineering the actions in your life that you've experienced that you wish to be changed, derive the belief from that, switch the belief, tie them together into these scenes, and then alongside with that, you can intermittently swap out to a story that you're the protagonist of, and you are embodying, in the end, you are receiving your manifestation with music and things that will get you into the state receptive to impression. And so if you want to give that a shot, even, I would be very grateful for you if you want to do that on your own and submit your results, because the results that we've gotten so far have been just amazing. So I'd be really curious. I will likely make a video on the process of how to construct these certain types of scenes that, like I said, it's data driven. So it uses actual data from manifestations collected, not only from these individuals who are performing the imaginal acts, but also I have a large scale of data from experiments, not only that I've performed, but that the people who have performed the experiments have also, their success stories, what they've done, etc. So this process is meticulously made by extracting that information and finding the common denominator. So point being is it works. Many people, out of the people who have gotten those, I call them like active state imaginal scenes, the ones who have so far listened to them, have every single one of them so far has experienced at least an indication that the subconscious has been impressed, no matter what. And then for those of the individuals who have received movement, the movement has gotten them their end result, which is amazing. So they're super powerful, super effective. And the key, like I said, is integration, or like the synergistic effect that takes place when you essentially strategically take the belief out of, or extract from the experience, and then tie it in with constructing a scene to impress the subconscious mind with about your end result. It's just really cool. So I wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that if you're not on my email list, you should probably get on it, because like I said, I'll only be able to probably do a couple of these a month, if that. So if you're interested in this, it does take a lot of work on my behalf, and it does take work on the individual who's participating. If you choose to do so, you would have to provide me with the information that I would need to do this. You'd have to be really committed to doing this. But if you are interested, all you have to do is download one of my workbooks on my videos, because it connects you. It automatically puts you on my email list. And then when I release it, like I said, it'll be, it's an application process. So not everyone would be selected, obviously. And there'll probably be a wait list at some point too. And not everyone will be approved if you're not willing to, put in the effort required. But if you get selected, the one thing I would ask is, after you purchase it and you perform it, is just to send your testimonial story, and then the actual results that you receive, so I can edit it back into the data that I'm collecting for further analysis. So, but anyway, that was what I just wanted to let you guys know, because I've been working on that, and it's been really cool. It's been really cool, a lot of work, but it's really cool to have the opportunity to be able to do something that you can get data from, that you can actually prove that it's working in a way that, I haven't really seen anyone been able to actually collect data to derive their techniques and stuff from, that's working systematically. So, but anyway, with that said, we're also, like I said, we're doing that Discord. We're going to be doing that soon. Do not delay. Get on my email list if you want information about that too. Also subscribe to Athena because she'll be talking about when it will be released as well. And you have anything to say?
No. But Coco's
Coco's
making me laugh.
Coco's a good boy.
Yeah, no, I think that's everything. The Discord and your Imaginal are the main things. But it was lovely hanging out with you guys today. This evening, I should say. And also, you should allocate like Nicole and a few others to be your what do you call it?
How'd you
Moderators?
do it? I don't know how to do it.
I think I did it before my live last, so we'll do that. But
Should I put?
oh look,
should I
add as
do?
moderator? Yeah.
All right, Yara, you're my mod. Let's see which one.
Rad. If
Which one is it?
If Rad wants to be a mod and Nicole.
No, which one do I check?
Oh, can review and remove that.
I just did that. Yeah, it's fine. So Yara, you are one. Who else did you say?
Whoever else. Who wants to?
I just don't know.
Wants to
Who's my peeps that want to mod? Who wants to mod and kick people out, trolls and stuff? Who's going to be consistently on our videos? Who's going to slay some of these peoples? Who's trying to...
I love that. The fourth letter was just like, they have to troll, otherwise they won't be able to sleep tonight. That made me laugh. Erin says she'll do it. Erin Cat.
Where we got at?
The manifesting goddess.
Oh.
But apparently
man,
you can
I'm
change the live
dude.
chats. I don't know how you do that.
I am starting to get
Whack
tired.
Control, Lou.
I'm starting to get tired.
You guys are hilarious. I love it.
As a moderator. Yeah, there we go. What else we got going on here? Anyway, that is it, guys. On that note, I hope you all... Hey, guys, thanks for the donations. It feels really good to be back. We've got some consistent internet now, so we can do these. I would like to do these more often. This gave me a lot of confidence that I will be able to do these. Who here has used to be on my channel when I used to do these? I mean, consistently. I would do them at least once a week, probably twice a week. And I know that, I didn't for a long time, and that was because of my internet. So now that I've got the internet, we're going to be doing things like this. And I really hope you guys remain coming to these, because what an amazing, awesome time. And everyone, please thank Athena for being my special guest, my expert witness.
Your expert witness to
yes.
what?
Yeah.
Committing a crime.
2008's fourth letter.
Wow,
Awesome,
I've been following
man.
Joe since 2018.
Yeah.
Wow. Fourth letter, that's incredible. This, I tell you, it's hard to keep up with the trolleys.
Do you know who this is?
No, but I have removed.
You already did?
Yeah, I mean, when you hide them, they can't come back, right? They
guess
just
not, yeah. All right. Anyway, again, I'm not going to keep you guys longer. Thanks again for being here. Show up next time. Get on my email list. I'll let you guys know in advance next time when I do the next live stream. Like I said, this gave me a lot of confidence. Also, stay tuned for the Discord notification to get signed up for the Discord. And I will see you all on the flip-flop. Thank you guys so much.
See you guys later.
Expert witnesses to both of your SP manifestations. You got that right. Yeah. All right, how do I... What is this?
Zainab.
Yara, thank you. Yellis, thank you.
Love you, Nicole, Yara, Lou, everyone.
Nicole. What do we got here?
Erin
All right. I'm not even going to try. Guys, again, thank you so much. Let's see what this is. Night. Susanna, thank you. Rad. Peace out, dude. I'll talk to you on the flip-flop. How do I end
on the
this?
flip-flop?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know how to... Is that little cross thing up there?
Is that there? Not anything. Yeah, you look like Donald Trump. You know, he's my nephew.
He's so silly. This boy is so silly. It's a side that not many people get to see. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculousness.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
We'll do Coco snoring now.
Yeah, we gotta go tuck Coco in, and that's about it. Peace out, y'alls.
Bye.
Yes, I'm Italian.